What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fight Night Chicago podcast, sponsored by Green Line Electric LLC, Volt Energy, and also we're sponsored by 5945 The Hits. And the special sponsor, we got to shout out Big League Burgers over in Wrigley. So we're going to shout all those sponsors out. We got a really special guest. I want to have my guy Marco. Shout out my guest. Marco, who we got today?
What's up, everybody? We're Fight Night Chicago, like he just said. We got Gerald Meerschaert here in the house, representing the Midwest, representing Milwaukee, representing the Chicagoland area, representing a lot, man. Representing Ben Askren right here, as you can see in the shirt. How do you feel, man? How do you feel?
I feel great. Camp was awesome. Fight week's been really fun. It's great to be at home in the Midwest in Chicago. Like I said, I train at Valley Flow Striking, so I'm in Bensonville every day. So it's like fighting in my own backyard.
Dude, let's go. Let's get right into it. Because there's a lot going on, and the first thing I want to do, we mentioned Chicago, we mentioned the Midwest area. There's a lot of hate going around all over. They're saying that LA's better fighting. They're saying New York's better fighting. Florida's better fighting. Represent the Midwest for us real quick. Talk to us about the Midwest fight scene. Tell them why we're here and why we're gonna keep being here.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, the coasts always have, there's more people, right? So you're gonna have a lot of good fighters coming from the East Coast, West Coast, and no shade, nothing wrong with that. But even, since this all got started, the Midwest has been a hotbed for MMA.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's East Coast was a little bit late to the game as far as like having real like regulated shows. West Coast generally had King of the Cage, but King of the Cage would come to the Midwest a lot.
Yeah.
Up in Minnesota and even down around this area, and like really, Wisconsin, we were having fights way back in the day. The gym I trained at way back, they would have guys from ATT come up and go back and forth with some of the guys in Florida. You had Extreme Challenge. You had all kinds of shows in Iowa. XFO still around. They had shows all the time.
They just had a show recently, Saturday.
Yeah, back in the day we had Freestyle Combat Challenge, and then we had Duke Rufus with all his shows, like Gladiators and everything else. And now Anthony Pettis has APFC that's all over the place. So
that's growing too.
Yeah, I mean, since back in the day we've had great shows and great fighters come out of here. Militich was one of the first big UFC gyms that had a lot of champs come out of it. And, I think if you really look at the numbers as far as like probably per capita, like amount of people versus how many guys we got fighting, Midwest has got to be just as good, if not better, than a lot of other places.
That's great to hear, man. It's always good to hear that the city's healthy, that the Midwest area is healthy, and that we're growing. Like, follow, share, subscribe, man. We keep you updated with fighting news, fighting podcasts. And I want to say something real quick. First big MMA name on the channel, man.
Yes, it is.
First big name. He's on the UFC card.
319.
And he's here, and he invited us over to record with him, and we appreciate you for that, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Really appreciate it. And we do got a big question. You predicted a first round finish in your fight. What gives you that amount of confidence going into this fight?
The styles of the matchup. I know how hard I'm training, the guys I'm training with. I just don't think there's a way he can stop me from putting him on his back and choking him.
Yeah, that's a lot of confidence to have right there, and I'm putting the bet on that. I'm putting something on that.
Do it.
I'm doing it too. We got our guys in the back. We're all gonna do it. We're all gonna do it. And the amount of times that you've had a finish like that is pretty impressive, and you've worked real hard with all the gyms that you mentioned, and you've been able to grow and have that much confidence going into these fights. How many? I was counting them. You've been in the UFC for a minute now. You've been in a lot of cards. How is it as the years progress? How do you feel as the fights come, as fight week comes, as the weight cuts happen, as the cameras are turned on you? How's that feeling going in now with the amount of fights that you've had on your belt?
I still feel good. I've been very fortunate. My body's held together. Never had any major injuries, knock on wood, and weight still comes off smooth, and I'm just very diligent in being consistent in my training. I'm always, make sure I eat the right stuff, make sure I train every day, make sure I'm getting all my strength conditioning stuff done so my body's resilient, and it pays off just doing, chop wood, carry water, do easy stuff every day, and the rest take care of itself.
Well, with that in mind, you got the call about 9 weeks out. Is that a good amount of time for you, or would you prefer more time? Would you even prefer less time? How was that?
More notice is always good, so you can kind of plan things out. But 9 weeks for me is plenty of time, and I'm always training. It's just how much am I going to turn it up and specialize my training for my opponent, and so 9 weeks is more than enough.
Yeah. So your son is 4 years old. You want to follow in your footsteps? You want to be a fighter, or you want to do something else?
Hopefully he does something else. I want him to train and be able to handle himself, but hopefully he does something a little bit smarter than this.
Yeah. I mean, we all kind of want to follow in our footsteps at some point, but if they're going to do something else, why not? Why not? But if he becomes a fighter, you want to support for sure.
Yeah. No, ultimately it'll be his decision. If he wants to do it, I mean, he's going to have to want it bad, but if he wants to do it, I'll have his back 100%.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to have a great trainer too.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
They say that it takes a certain mindset to sort of get involved in this sport, and it takes a certain amount of life, things that sort of happen fast in life, where you would have to decide that this is what I want to do, and this is the kind of fight that I want to have. You talked to us a little bit earlier about how that happened. How did it happen for you? How did you get involved in the sport, and let everybody know that's watching how they can as well, because there's a lot of people that look up to you, look up to all the fights that are happening, and they want to sort of follow in your footsteps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people, I saw UFC on TV. I thought it was cool, and I wanted to try it myself. I went and found a gym and just I started training and fighting right away. But anybody who wants to get into this, I would say find a good gym, train for a while, do some regular competitions, do some jiu-jitsu competitions, do some kickboxing, have some amateur fights. Really take your time and decide if you want to do this. And if you are going to do it in the meantime, have a job that you can support yourself and train. Because I've done the whole I'm gonna, nickel and dime my way and train as much as possible and burn the candle at both ends, and it doesn't work that well for you.
Yeah,
I see.
So you shared the cage with Meerschaert before. How do you feel about the main event going on this Saturday?
Man, I'm excited like everybody else.
Yeah.
It's a crazy main event. The way these two guys have gotten to the position they're in is awesome. So it sets up a great fight. It's not as you could say either one's a favorite. For different reasons, but ultimately I think DDP is going to walk away with it, but it's close. You know what I'm saying? Hamzat Wooding would not blow my mind, but they're both super talented guys, and they're both undefeated in the UFC. So I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I can't wait for it. I can't wait.
Well, I can't wait for GM3's fight, because you've had 5 fights in the night so far in your career. Every fight that you put up, you want to fight in the night, right? You're working, man. You're working.
Trying.
And your confidence going into these fights is always great to watch. What's gonna make this your 6th fight of the night, man? Why? Where's this confidence coming from? Where's this training come from? How is it gonna happen in your mind?
I don't know if it'll be a fight of the night, because it's going to be pretty quick. I'm just going to take him down and choke him. So if the other fights are boring, then maybe they'll slip me a little something. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
it's hard on bigger cards.
For sure.
A lot of guys show up and do crazy stuff, and I try not to fight like an idiot too much. So unless I have to have a classic GM3 performance where I happen to get caught with something and rally back in the 3rd round, then I'd like to avoid that if I can, but we'll see what happens.
I don't think anyone else in this room aside from you can take a guy down and choke him out real quick. So that's pretty impressive,
real
man.
It's gonna be good. So UFC just announced this big mega deal right now with Paramount Plus. How do you feel about that deal, and how do you see it happening being better for fighters?
I have no feelings as of yet. We'll kind of see what happens. All this stuff is new. It's cool that a platform is willing to put up that kind of money to have the UFC. I mean, that speaks a lot to the sport being more mainstream and more people wanting access to it. Not having to worry about the pay-per-view as much, if at all. We'll definitely get more fans in, and being on CBS and stuff like that is cool. But as far as whether or not it'll be better for us, I'm not like yay or throwing shade on it. I'm neutral. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Once I find out, then I'll tell you. But as of right now, my focus is Saturday, and if something happens with that, cool. But if it doesn't, I'm still showing up to fight.
Yeah, of course. You mentioned you got about 3 more fights in the contract and before renews, or you see what's next. And
I think so. I'd have to double check, but I think I have still 2 or 3 fights on this contract.
Yeah. You're gonna what's his name? He just fought on Dana White's Contender Series. Who got the contract?
Bison Gore.
Yeah. You trained with him first of all.
Yes.
Are you gonna? You said you're gonna finish in the first, right?
Yes.
You gonna get on the mic and say you want to be on the next card possible? Is that what you want to do?
No.
No.
No. I am 37 years old, so I will take my time. I'll fight, but if I can fight one more time before the end of the year, I'll do that. But I'm not fighting on the next card.
So
Yeah.
what's after this weekend then?
I'm gonna spend some time with the family and enjoy myself, and then get back to helping whoever we got next. I think my teammate Bilal Muhammad will probably have a fight sometime in November, so we'll start seeing who we're game planning for him and make sure he's ready to go.
Oh, he had a great fight. His last.
Just JDM. That was a great
Oh yeah,
fight.
that definitely could be fight of the year. That was a great. That was a great burner.
Yeah, it didn't go the way we wanted it, but it was still like a great performance.
And a lot of people thought that Bilal couldn't pull that stuff off. And he proved them wrong. He proved everybody wrong.
Yeah,
he's got the wrestling. He's got the Canelo hands.
Canelo hands. Yeah.
Yeah. You do you agree with him?
I don't know if I'd say it was Canelo hands. He definitely showed a lot of heart.
Yeah.
That was good.
You got a NASCAR shirt on, man, and Ben's been through a lot recently, and we know that you're pretty close with him. You got any words you want to tell Askren?
Oh man, I've told him already.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's pulling through. I saw he went back home, so hopefully everything sticks. It takes a lot to go through something like that and stay as positive as he has. But he's got the mind for it. He's one of the toughest people I know, and I just wish him and his family still all the best. And hopefully this is a turn for the better, and he stays out of the hospital for a while.
Everybody in the MMA community has been nothing but support for him. He's been through so much, and to see him get out to the other side feeling better and being positive, that's all we want,
Yeah, absolutely.
So after you win, we know you're gonna win. Is there any names you want to call out? Anybody calling out? Anybody on the hit list?
I haven't thought about it at all.
Okay.
His focus is Saturday, man.
Yeah,
He said it
Saturday.
himself.
Not just that, but like it's Wednesday, I'm cutting weight.
Yeah.
After Friday, and I have like more fluids in me and food, then maybe I'll have an idea. But right now I can't. I'm not even concerned with that.
Okay. And being back in Chicago at the United Center, how is this for Chicago? You coming to Chicago a lot, training in Bensonville. How is it having it here at the United Center? How big is that for UFC? And big for Chicago, actually. How big is it?
I mean, I think it's great. Great for the UFC, great for Chicago. We're in the house that Jordan built.
Yeah.
It's like the Midwest version of like the Garden or something, right? It's like it's a big venue. They're gonna have all those jerseys up in the rafters, and I mean, it's a great city to have something like this.
Yeah,
like people don't realize like Chicago is a for real big city.
Yeah.
Like it's not quite as like expansive as New York, but it's like got all the stuff you would want in a big city, and you can get out of it a lot faster, which is nice sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's I think it's once they have the fights here Saturday, they'll be like, why were we not back for 6 years?
I agree.
That's what we're hoping for too, because we talked about it earlier. The Midwest is huge. We got a lot of fight fans out here, and it'd be great to see Dana sort of sprinkle in some more Midwest guys into the Contender Series and into his BJJ events, and even with the Power Slap, whatever the case is, just sort of get our name on the map.
Yeah.
With that in mind, we appreciate you being on here.
Big time. I appreciate you coming on. I know it was a little bit of a wait getting everything together, but we got everything set. You got a big fight Saturday, and we look forward to you winning that first round.
Yeah,
appreciate it, guys.
You want to tell anything you want to tell your fans? Anything you want to tell the crowd? Whatever you want to say, man. The camera's all yours.
Tune in Saturday night.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we got. Shout out GM3. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace.